Joining us now is Dr. Anthony Mills. He's an internist and infectious disease researcher at the Men's Health Foundation in West Hollywood.
Dr. Mills, thanks for being with us this evening. Now, you worked on the clinical trial. Can you tell us more about how this medication works?
Yes, we've been working on this trial for about a year now, and we were excited when the results came back were so favorable. We were obviously blinded in the trial, but the results are very, very convincing.
In the patients that you saw, were there any side effects to the trial?
The medications were incredibly well tolerated. We always want to look for two things. Is it effective and how well tolerated is it? Less than 2% of patients had to discontinue from the medication because of any side effect. So that's very, very low.
Well, doctor, do you know how someone with COVID could access the drug if it's approved? I mean, would this be a phone call to their doctor, or do they just go to the pharmacy?
It's all in evolution, so we'll see how it happens. But I think the exciting thing is that this will be something that people will be able to access. I would see the pharmacy actually delivering it to their home. That's what we did in the clinical trial. We tried to deliver as much care, do the blood work as possible at their home so that we wouldn't risk the healthcare workers getting infected.
This is such a promising development. Do you have any thoughts about when this could actually be showing up in pharmacies?
I think that this is really going to be expedited. I heard from Tony Fauci today that Merck is actually preparing the paperwork today to submit to the FDA. So it will get EUA approval, much as the vaccine did. So it could be available to us in the next few weeks. I think it's very exciting.
Now, Dr. Mills, okay, the obvious question on the minds of most people, when they heard this news, it was one of, oh, yay. Maybe I don't have to get the vaccine. I'm just saying that because, we've had so much, not just vaccine hesitancy, but it's quite different from getting a shot to taking an oral medication. I see you nodding your head.
Yes, I think it's probably the most important thing to remember about this is that the vaccine is still the primary mechanism for preventing COVID infection. You always want to prevent the infection rather than wait for it to take hold and then treat it. So this doesn't mean you shouldn't get the vaccine. Everyone should get the vaccine. If there's a breakthrough infection, that's where this drug comes into play.
So we've talked about the vaccine. How did this actual idea for a pill pop up? Who came up with it? How did that happen?
It's interesting, anytime a new disease process comes along, we go to the library we have of compounds to see if there's anything there that might be effective against this new condition. And so that's what happened. So this was a drug, an antiviral drug that had been looked at to treat influenza. And it turned out to have an amazing effectiveness against coronavirus.
Dr. Mills, has the trials included children at all, or just adults?
To my knowledge, there have been no trials in children. Our trial was 18 and above, and I did do a search on clinicaltrials.gov, and I didn't see any trials there involving children.
And speaking of those trials, anything that you'd like to add that you've seen in those trials?
Again, I think it was just impressive how well tolerated the medication was. And I think one of the exciting things is it's got a whole new mechanism of action. There was a wonderful paper in Nature a few months ago, and they're calling it lethal mutagenesis, which means that the medication causes the virus to mutate in a way that makes the virus non-viable. So it's an exciting new mechanism of action, and maybe we can use it for other infections as well.
All right, Dr. Mills, before we let you go, real quick, how soon do you think we could see this on the market?
I'm thinking in the next few weeks, weeks to months, because again, as was said earlier, this is such an important breakthrough. I believe the FDA is going to devote all of their resources to looking at this data, getting it approval. Merck already has medication ready to be shipped.
So promising, right?
No question. Well, you could tell Juan and I have a lot of interest in this, and most of our viewers do as well. So thank you so much, Dr. Mills, for joining us tonight. And to see more interviews like this one, just head to our website, cbsla.com.
Thanks so much.